sugar cane from South America and America, all different parts of the world, which is great, but it's not supporting British farmers. So are we going to be growing sugar beet in the future? Well, hi everyone, we're just picking up the rest of these broken bales. We're going to put them on the stackyard over the road, and this week I'm just going to make a bit more silage for the cattle in the winter. And I've got the tedder just down the bottom over there, which I've just put a new pin on this morning, and we're going to put that on in a minute and just go and turn some hay, or haylage, sorry. But first of all, I've got to just make a new area for where we can put some extra silage. So Mike's turned up, who's the contractor from next door, and he's been mowing some silage this morning on the farm next door, and we've just got to make a pad, basically an area where we can store the new silage. And well, I haven't put a video on for a few days because I've been down doing the cattle, and I don't put too much cattle content out there at the moment. Maybe I'll do some more cow livestock content in the future, but at the moment we're not really filming the livestock. So this is the silage stack we've made, and just to the right of it I stacked the old bales which we had from earlier in the year, and I've just put them in a row, but I'm now going to have to move these again because we had some equipment over that side, and I've got a bit of room over there I could maybe put some bales over. I've got the bedding bales, I'm going to move them out of the way as well, and then I've got some recycling rubbish which has got to be picked up by the plastics company at the end of the week, so I've just got to move that out of the way as well. And then these implements can stay there. I'm really interested in just a pad pretty much where all this material is here. So we'll just drop some bales off the other side. I'm going to be using the bales soon enough for bedding down and all that good stuff. But they're just the broken ones which I wanted to use once we muck some sheds out. So I'll just put these out of the way. There we go, that's a little bit better now. It's a bit more of a flat surface for the silage when we put it down tomorrow. I always flatten out the area before I put some bales down because you just get, uneven areas, and that's when, you can get torn bales and rips in them, especially when there's a few brambles growing up, in the, where the soil is. I'll get them out of the way. And I'll keep it a good, few metres away from the hedge this time, I think, from when we last put some bales down. Keep it back from the thorny hedge. And then we can put some bait boxes behind the silage as we do on this one, or as we've done on this silage, just to keep the rats out. So yeah, that's looking much better, much better. Before I put the wrapper on the John Deere, I'm just going to put the tedder on the turner, and we're going to row up some silage tomorrow morning, and then Mike will come and bale it, and then we'll wrap this tomorrow afternoon, and that's where it can go. It can just sit in there, in that little area there, quite nicely. the turner on, I've just got the coon all set up again. Probably late morning, about 10:30, we'll row it up, bale it by lunchtime, and then we'll be wrapping it in the afternoon. Got the coon all back on the John Deere, and it's all set up properly now. Thanks to Arthur, Arthur, who's a digger driver on the farm, helped me out. He got me some nylon threaded bolts, which I've put in to hold the ends on, and they're much stronger. They're going to be solid. And we've got the big pin holding the main buttress on, so that'll be absolutely fantastic. It's all set up for rowing up for tomorrow. It's been an interesting year this year so far. We've had great weather. It's been brilliant up until about sort of end of July, and now it's raining all the time, as I'm sure a lot of you can tell. We've got a lot of on and off rain at the moment, so it's going to be quite difficult, I think, harvest this year. It's going to be interesting to see if we can get it in time, the crop. I think the barley, is doing well, and we're probably going to have quite a good yield. And thanks to the rain we've had on and off, it's really helped actually to help ripen the crop, ripen the barley. The heads have dropped. There's been a colour change, and it's really ripening up. I would say by the end of the week it'll probably be ready to harvest, and then we can harvest it next week. So that's going to be absolutely fantastic, to start getting that harvested and get it in the shed. And then hopefully we'll be able to sell it for malting barley, which of course means it will go for beer. If it doesn't make the grade, it can't go for malting barley. It'll have to go for feed, which is a bit of a shame, because we never get the same price. We never get a good price when we sell it for feed. It's always a good price when you sell it for beer. However, I mean, with the way the world's been over the last year, we found that last year the price wasn't very good actually for barley, because of course a lot of the pubs were shut, the restaurants were closed, and nobody was really going out drinking beer. And if they were, it was probably stockpiled bottles from the year before, or from Tesco's, or from a superstore, where they buy it a lot cheaper. So it's a bit of a shame really with regards to the malting barley. I think the future for that might not be very bright. Also, the sugar beet on the farm. I was in the supermarket the other day actually. As a farmer, I do go to the supermarket, and I do look at things which are in the supermarket when I'm going around doing my weekly shop. And I noticed in the sugar aisle, because I was getting some sugar, that I didn't see any British sugar on the sugar aisle, which was very sad. It was all Tatenal, sugar cane from South America and America, all different parts of the world, which is great, but it's not supporting British farmers. So it's a bit of a shame really with the sugar beet, and it does reflect the price of what we get for our sugar beet here. It's been going down per year. We used to have it at about £25 a tonne, £30 a tonne on a good year, and now it's just shot right down to sort of lower 20s and high teens. So are we going to be growing sugar beet in the future? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think perhaps we'll be looking more at energy crops and things like that. Alternative fuel sources will probably be the future of modern day arable farming. And of course, the environment as well is another factor to consider, and I think that's probably something else we'll do. We're already looking at planting some extra trees at the moment on the farm, some Scots pines, and of course as well some deciduous varieties as well, which we could grow and start to develop a small wood, which would be giving something back to wildlife, giving something back to the environment. So that will probably be the future of more for what we'll be doing. But we have of course got the cattle and we've got the sheep on the farm, so we're going to do some environmental work with our red poll cattle. We'll do sustainable beef, grass-fed beef, and we'll also do the same with the sheep. We'll do good quality sustainable grass-fed lamb as well as the beef, and that's probably going to be the future. And then have some tourism. We've got a holiday cottage on the farm at the moment which does really well. It's fully booked at the moment because of the lockdowns, and you can't really go anywhere else in this country at the moment, so it's doing quite well. We've also, this week I've been looking at something else which is quite exciting, which is basically like a wigwam or a glamping tent if you'd like. And the idea of that is I could have it on the field, I could have it on the farm for the weekends, and do some of my farm talks and farm tours, talking about farming and just generally educating the public about where their food comes from, how it's produced, and also it's a good day out, it's a good way to interact with the general public and just sort of maintain and improve the public relations farmers have with the general public. I think that's really important now and going into the future as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I found quite a relatively well priced one. I'm looking at heating it over the winter with a gas powered system. In some way, shape or form we'll heat it, and we'll maintain our talks. I've really enjoyed doing my farm talks. I used to do them a lot during before the lockdown, and I've been missing doing them. I haven't done them for a while, so we'll start doing some more farm talks in the future again. So that's all for me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Tomorrow we'll make this silage, and we'll get it wrapped and stacked. We'll put it on the slab over there I've just made today, the soil, having levelled that out, and we'll be well away. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.